Tonight, the biggest issue we need to address as a country is what is a record level of vicious left-wing hate that is being spewed day after day, hour after hour by a left-wing news media that wants to destroy the president. Liberals all across the country. For example, just this week, remember the opening night performance? Shakespeare in the Park, Julius Caesar, New York City, Central Park. What did it feature? A Donald Trump lookalike getting brutally stabbed and murdered. By the way, taxpayer dollars funded that, in part. But that's not all. My next example is beyond graphic. Before we put it up on the screen, give yourself a little time in case your kids are in the room. Remember comedian, so-called comedian, Kathy Griffin, and she put this fake, bloodied, severed head of President Trump as part of what? Looking like a disgusting ISIS-style photo shoot. And you might also recall this vile rant from Madonna back in January. Take a look.
And to our detractors that insist that this march will never add up to anything, you. Yes, I'm angry. Yes, I am outraged. Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
And before Madonna's infamous rant about, well, I've thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House, remember this music video from the rapper Snoop Dogg, where he actually pretends to shoot President Trump with a fake gun. Take a look. I could spend hours on this program giving example after example of these left-wing celebrities, these Trump detractors glorifying violence against the President of the United States, and virtually no one on the left has denounced this vile behavior, especially Soros Clinton groups that attack conservatives for everything they can say. Now, what can we expect, by the way, from a party that has every election season alleged, like Barack Obama did. Remember, Republicans want dirty air and dirty water. Oh, and Paul Ryan lookalikes throwing Granny over the cliff, and Republicans are racist and sexist and misogynistic and Islamophobic and homophobic and xenophobic every single election season. When Democrats continue to dehumanize Republicans and paint them as monsters day in, day out, year in and year out, well, the climate around the country, it becomes more than toxic. And the tragic results, of course, follow. We continue now with Congressman Duncan, Palmer, Walker, Johnson, Marshall, and by the way, joining us now also is Congressman Jack Bergman. Congressman Bergman, good to see you. We don't have as much time in this segment, but I wanted you to talk about your perspective today.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Well, I know you heard from all my colleagues. We were all at different places in the field, and everybody stepped up in their own right to react exactly as you would expect people to do it when the stuff hits the fan. So, you know, we're here by God's grace.
You know, let me ask all of you, you've seen the ISIS pose, you've seen the Shakespeare play, you've heard the rhetoric. Things if I said, I'd be targeted, boycotted, and probably thrown off the air in 30 seconds. Is this worse than you've ever seen or heard it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely?
Yeah. We're at a very tough spot in our nation's history, Sean. Literally, the fabric, social fabric spraying on the edges, the extreme edges. We have got to do whatever we can to bring people back together, because what's really at stake here is the future of the country.
Sean, we've actually been here before. You know, we went through something very similar to this in the 1960s when the American people saw the Vietnam War televised into their living rooms. That's right.
MLK?
Absolutely.
Kent State?
Absolutely. And now the American people today are seeing inside of the American political and governing machine from a perspective that they've never seen before. And many of them don't like watching the sausage being made.
Do you make the connection between rhetoric? Look, I can't blame Bernie Sanders because he was a supporter. Bernie Sanders is a nice guy. He's liberal, socialist, but seriously, his supporters aren't like that. It's one guy. If it was a conservative, they had a Hannity, Limbaugh, Mark Levin book, the Laura Ingraham book, oh, see, we inspired them to do something insane.
Sure, yeah, I do believe he's a nice gentleman. I didn't care for the way that he attacked Russ Vought the other day about his faith.
Right.
But some of that constant pushback rhetoric, it does drive this up. I do have to commend Speaker Ryan today as far as his display and leadership of unity today. However, we can still act like statesmen, but still hold fast to our principles. It's like you have to choose one or the other. We don't have to compromise. Yes, we don't have to compromise our values, Sean.
Am I naive? I don't think that can happen.
Well, you've seen the vitriol since the election from the left, the town halls that members of Congress have had all over the country, and how they've been treated, the yelling, the domination by the indivisible group. I've never seen anything. I've been in politics as an elected official since 2002, and I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah. I'll give you the last word.
Son, I'm not a politician, I'm a physician. The anger that I'm feeling throughout this country right now has got to stop. We have to find a way we can make progress and get this country moving in the right direction. Somehow we got to take this situation and find the good in it. There has to be some good in it. God promised that if we trust in Him, we'll find something good and get this country back in a better direction.
We'll leave it on that good note with our thoughts and prayers.
Thank you.
Being with Congressman Scalise, the other victims, and all their families. And thank you all for sharing the story for America tonight. We appreciate you all being with us. Thank you. And coming up tonight, it is the revenge of